I'm talking about knives today, and I was asked what my favorite knife was. I have a lot of knives. Anyway, this Puma stock knife here, I bought it back in 1988. I was 18 years old. And I carried that thing in my pocket, and I have carried it in my pocket almost daily. Unless there was some reason I absolutely couldn't have a knife, like traveling on a plane or something like that, I've had this knife with me all the time, all them years since 1988. I have not babied this knife whatsoever, and it still looks that good. I mean, I've cut everything I wanted to and almost even abused it back in the early days. It used to have a little cat symbol right there. The Puma symbol was on a metal place right there, thing right there, and it dropped out at some point. But the stag handles are still good. The blades are all still good. They sharpen up real nice. The springs on the back, the hinges and everything. It's handmade Germany, 675 Puma stock knife from back in 1988. So, of course, that knife, one of my favorite knives, and it's what I have with me all the time. But if I was running out of the house, of course, this knife would be with me all the time. That just goes without saying. It's just going to be with me no matter what. But if I was just running out of the house and I had time to grab one knife, and I'm talking more fixed blades right now, getting on to fixed blades and my favorites of them. If I was going to grab one knife going out of the house and it was like a survival situation or whatever, it would be this Bravo 1.5. It's a Bark River Knives Bravo 1.5. It's A2 steel. Got the old style sheath. I've had it a few years. And I like this knife because it's heavy, got a heavy blade on it. It's long enough. It's less than 6 inches, but it's about 5 3/4. Got a really nice handle on it, generous handle, and it's good and wide on this one like I like them. And the fit and finish on this knife is absolutely perfect. I've not had a Bark River knife with better fit and finish than this knife has on it. So if I was running out of the house in a survival situation or just had to grab one knife, it would be this one in a survival situation. That blade's not going to fail me. It's not going to break. There's nothing going to get wrong with this. If I had any criticism of this knife, it would be that it came with a dark curly maple handle and it's lightened up to be almost like a natural curly maple. And I've noticed that Bark River's maple seems to do that some. I've got a couple of maple knives from Bark River and they do that. The maple don't stay dark on them, but it still has the nice figure. You can see the curly, that it's curly maple, and it's been a good strong handle, no problem. And the edge on this thing, it came razor sharp, and it's been really easy to put an edge back on it, just maintain that edge. Really nice knife, really well done, good heat treat, good edge, perfect fit and finish, and that would be the one I'd grab if I was running out of the house. Now I got two more here. That this is a Bravo 1 Light. It's a Macassar ebony handle. It's got the old style sheath with it. It's thinner. Of course, it's a Bravo 1, so the blade's shorter. I'll hold them up together. The handles is the same. The blade is shorter on this one, and it's thinner. It's more of a carrying knife. If I was just carrying a knife around, it's just the right size for everything. It just fits my hand perfectly, and it's the right size for anything you'd want to do, cutting an animal open, gutting something, cutting it up. Uh, Not too big, not too small, and it's a little bit thinner, but it's plenty strong. That knife's 3V, so the steel is supposed to be a little better than A2, a little tougher. hold the edge a little more. And here's the third one in this triad of talking about favorite knives. This is another Bravo 1 light. Same thing, Macassar ebony. It's the light, so it's 156 on the spine here, so it's a little thinner than the original Bravo 1 or this Bravo 1.5. This is 3V steel. I've used this knife a lot. It's got brass pins in it, and this one had the regular one. They're Corby bolts. It had a different sheath on it. This is a more updated sheath. Snaps in there like that, and it's easy in and out. So I kind of like this sheath a little better than the old one. But those two knives, I'd never want to get rid of them, and they're two of my favorite knives. It's hard to pick out of these three. I like all these three, and I've got a couple of more Bravo 1 lights in MagnaCut steel that I just got, so that they've not got up to the level to be my favorite knife so far. But these two Macassar ebony with 3V steel, I've really had good luck with these knives, and right there's my favorite knives that I'd have to say right now today. These are my favorite knives. Like I said, if I was running out of the house, it's a survival situation, it's going to be this one. It's heavier, tougher. If I'm just carrying a knife to do everyday stuff, it's one of these right here, or the equivalent MagnaCut knife in this. But these are nicer, and I'd get rid of the MagnaCuts before I got rid of these.